The Philips Hue TV light strip is a device that mounts on the back of your TV that emits different color light based on what's on screen. It serves a few purposes. First, it acts as bias lighting, so if you're watching TV in a dark room, when there are bright scenes, the Hue strip will get brighter and it'll dim in dark scenes. This will prevent the TV's panel from acting like a flashlight directly into your eyes, but also it'll emit light that matches the color of what's on screen, which is much less distracting than leaving a dim light on in the room that could be a sharp contrast to the scene's color. The other main purpose of the Hue is creating a cinematic-like experience with the wall behind the TV lit in similar colors to what's on screen. This is very reminiscent of what it's like being in a movie theater that's mainly lit by the projector's light, filling the room with whatever colors are being projected. You could also connect other Hue bulbs to the system, so your entire room could be illuminated with the same color and brightness. And if you configure it properly to the room, it looks amazing. I'll go over how to set it up, as well as when it is and isn't a good fit for your content. First, you'll need a Hue Smart TV color light strip. You'll want to buy one that matches the TV's size, so definitely pay attention to that when buying. Attaching it to your TV is super easy. Just place one clip in the top middle of your TV via the built-in double-sided tape, then find the arrow in the middle of the light strip to center it. Then just place the other clips around the TV and snap the light strip in. I measured and placed them all at the exact same distance from the edge, but you probably don't need to be as exact with it. The strip itself is powered by an AC power brick. One of the brackets kept falling off after just a few weeks, so I replaced the tape on just that one with much stronger tape, and none have fallen off since. Then you'll need a way to connect your TV to it. If you have 2024 and up LGs, and I think some Samsungs as well, you could just download an app on your TV. There's either a really low monthly fee, or you could buy a lifetime license. If your TV doesn't have an app available, you'll need an HDMI box. These can be expensive, but they work well, especially the newer ones. It doesn't matter if you're using the app or the HDMI box, you'll still need a Philips Hue bridge to wirelessly connect the light strip and do the syncing. It's the exact same bridge all Hue lights use, so maybe you already have one. I also got some Hue bulbs and a wireless light switch to go with it. They are absolutely not required for the TV lights, but if you'd like them, just make sure to get bulbs that support full colors, otherwise they can't sync with the TV. Installing the TV app was super easy and took less than 5 minutes. I'm not going to bore you with the step-by-step, but just follow the instructions to create Philips and LG accounts, then download the apps on your TV and phone. While the basic setup was pretty straightforward, I did run into 2 unintuitive issues that I think are worth knowing. First, open the Hue app on your phone, go to Settings, Entertainment Areas, and click the area the app had you create for the TV's lighting. Then go to When Sync Stops and set it to Off so that your TV's light strip will automatically shut off when you power off the TV. Also, adding extra bulbs to the room you created is super easy in the Hue app, but adding them to the TV's lighting isn't very intuitive either. Start by adding the bulbs to the room you created during setup, then go to Settings. Click on Entertainment Areas and tap on the new area you created. Then hit the plus and select the lights you added. Drag them around to match the location in your room, as well as the height from the ceiling. They'll flash when you click on them, so you'll know which is which. Then just hit Done when you're finished. Since you've added them to your room and entertainment area, they'll automatically sync to the TV. As a note, you won't need the phone app at all after installing unless you want to access the lights separately, and this is why I bought the Hue switch. I programmed the switch to only turn on the bulbs and not the TV lighting, so I could use them just as normal lights without using the phone app. The lights are also programmed by default to match the time of day, so in the afternoon they'll be bright white, and at night they'll be dim and warmer, which is very cool. Also, it doesn't matter if you turn on the bulbs with the app or switch, or if the bulbs are off or powered on, the next time you turn on your TV, it'll just automatically sync. I don't think I'd have liked or even used the rear bulbs as much if this wasn't the case, and I'm really happy it works this way. If you're not using the HDMI box, then you'll need to use the Hue app on your TV to adjust it to your liking. The intensity setting changes how drastic the lights change based on what's on screen, and it has a starker contrast between different sides of the TV. After playing around with it in different configurations, I think I prefer this always left at moderate, but who knows, my opinion might change as time goes on. Figuring out brightness is as simple as matching it to the ambient light in the room. In complete darkness, I liked it set to 10 to 30% depending on the setup. I actually liked it lower after I rearranged the room. More on that later. There's a game mode that has it react more quickly to what's on screen. Also, it seems to concentrate on matching the colors around the center of the screen instead of the edges like with movies. No lag is being added to the game itself, so just use whatever setting looks best to you. I think to get some perspective, I should show exactly how I use my lighting. Just a quick warning though, I wasn't able to get the best examples of how it actually looks. When the camera is directly in front of the TV, the panel's light makes the hue seem much dimmer in person, and when the camera is at an angle, the hue looks overpowering even though it's the same brightness as the head-on shots. You'll just have to use your imagination a bit. But let's check this out. Before sitting down to watch something important to me, or sink into a video game, I'll power on the lights with the wireless remote switch that I stuck to my wall with the tape it came with. I'll power on the TV, but I have the app set to not automatically sync when the TV is powered on. This is handy as it lets me leave the backlights on as I'm setting up, and also sometimes I just want to watch a quick video and don't need a cinematic experience like the Hue lights give off. Once I'm ready to actually start watching, I'll go into the Hue app on the TV, set the brightness, which is mostly dim but turned up if it's in the middle of the day and the room is bright, then I'll hit the sync button. As soon as I do, all three lights sync together and everything starts matching the TV. If done right, most of the time you don't even notice it's there, which is a compliment as that means it's not distracting. That said, if you start a movie with it on and turn it off halfway through, you'll really notice it's missing. While the Hue TV bias lighting is hard to see in these straight-on camera shots, try looking at the one on the left for a few seconds, then switch to the one on the right to see what I mean. I don't always have it on though. Sometimes it's based on content. If I'm watching a documentary or something like a YouTube video, I'll leave it off. Also, while it looks amazing in this setup, I tried it in a different room in my house and didn't like it next to my bookshelves. I actually forgot to get footage of it, but I could quickly use my 2016 65-inch OLED as an example. Just note that since this TV is curved, it's not going to throw nearly as much light off to the side. Anyway, the 77-inch screen came right up to the edges of the bookshelf here, making the side lighting nearly impossible to see. I tried moving the bookshelves farther apart so the distance from the edge of the TV was about the same as this TV here, but it didn't really make a difference. The reason for that was the light from the TV's panel would reflect off the sides of the bookshelf brighter than the Hue. Sure, I got some light on top and some on the sides, but it was basically useless in this scenario. I previously mentioned that when done right, you barely even notice the Philips Hue lighting, and I meant that as a compliment, but in this scenario, it is not. You don't notice it at all because you just don't see it's there and it doesn't add to the experience at all. So as long as it's used in the right setup with the right content, I absolutely love the Philips Hue TV bias lighting, and I'm really happy I added it to my OLED TV. I don't think I'll ever watch a movie or TV show that's a good cinematic experience without this on ever again.